Good morning, everybody. How are you? It is Sunday morning at 8:52. It's a beautiful day. We woke up. So I got up, went out to my watermelon patch, and just went through them and pulled out the ones that look good and healthy. And I got like 5 or 6 watermelons out there, so that's good. I didn't realize they grew so big when I put them in. And I went, what did I do with them? Anyhow, I got some catnip seeds and some lettuce that I'm going to put in the big beds and see how that works. And so I was outside. I did that. I cleaned the pool, got all the chemicals in, brushed it all, did all that, took care of my animals, did dishes. I got a load of laundry ready to go in. I've been trying to put off coming here because I want to talk to you guys about something. So I'm just going to jump in. I have a friend, and she will always be my friend. We about raised our children together. She has 3 girls, and they grew up with my 2 girls. And we spent a lot of time together after my divorce from my first husband, and she was a single mom of 3. And so she would drive from her home over on the other side of Tampa to mine every weekend. Sometimes she'd come on Wednesday night, because Wednesday night was dollar beer night, where we went. And then on the weekends she would come. We'd go Friday, Saturday, all our friends, we all got together and had a great time. And I was able to do that. My girls were pretty much grown and divorced, and so there was no reason. I enjoyed myself. I did. Her and I had a great time. We did everything together. We talked about everything. I trusted her with everything, including my life, and she did the same for me. And there were things about her that just drove me crazy, but you know what? I worked around that. It's who she was, and you have to accept people for who they are. So anyhow, I was real sick, and back in 2010, we left St. Pete. I went to Brooksville for a couple years, and Chrissy, anyhow, she would come and, spend the weekends and be there all the time, and she loved it. It was in the country, and hung out there a lot. And then when we moved here, which was a little further for her, same thing. She never broke her routine. Everything was the same with her, and she had such a big heart. And we were really good friends. So anyhow, when Chris and I bought this home, she fell in love with it. She thought, oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. So she went on the hunt to find one, and she did. Actually, almost exactly. They're custom built homes, so there's not a lot of them. And for whatever reason, she decided after entering into all the stuff with it, she didn't want to do it. And she came to Chris and I wanted to know if she could come live with us. I still had the 2 boys, my son Rick and my grandson John, and but we had space. And I was giving up my bathroom to her. And, Chris and I agreed it was okay, because she wouldn't be here a lot anyhow. She worked in Tampa. And so anyhow, she was here for about a month, and she was redecorating my bathroom. And I had a chat with her. I said, please don't do this, I said, this is how I want my home. And she's like, well, my girls gave me this Southwestern rug, and I have some Southwestern things from my house for my bathroom, and blah, 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 blah. And she wanted to change the wallpaper. And I said, no, Chrissy, please, we're not doing that. We're just not. Well, apparently that angered her. Anyhow, one thing led to the other, and she left. And it wasn't on horrible terms. We had a talk, but I don't know what happened, we lost contact. And I always think about her all the time. Think about her all the time. We were just so close, you know. I don't care because, you know, her moving out was not really a big thing in life, you know. It wasn't a major thing. But anyhow, and she's kind of built like I am, you know. It's better just to stay away, and if you're mad and just, you know. So I think about her a lot, and I'll go on Facebook to see, you know, certain people that have been in my life and I haven't heard from. I'll go see if they're on Facebook and what's going on. And I've looked and I've looked and I've not seen anything on her Facebook page. And I know that about 6-8 months ago, I looked, because I sat down and looked for her and a few other people I know. I just check up on family, you know, see what they're posting, and that's what pretty much all I do on Facebook. Well, last, I don't know, week or so, it's been heavy on my mind, you know, so the other day I sat down, or night or whenever, I don't even remember, I'm in such a brain fog over this. I looked on her Facebook page, and the first thing I saw was somebody who, I don't know, posting something about RIP. Now this is where I have to be picky with my words, because if not, YouTube won't let me post this. And so I started scrolling down. I was wondering, you know, who it was that that was meant for. I found out it was meant for her. And I was like, you know, this is crazy. Somebody's playing around, you know. So I'm scrolling and it's RIP, RIP, blah, blah, you know, and on and on. So now I'm scrambling to verify this, to look in the obits to see if, you know, I could find something in the archives or anything, because this supposedly happened 2 years ago, April 25th. Well, lo and behold, I put her name in, I put obituaries, and I put Florida. Sure enough. Sure enough. She was 52 years old. Love for life. She loved her children. Last I had seen her, she had her granddaughter. She absolutely loved her, and I'm sure there's more grandchildren by now, and her children were her life, you know. She was such, she'd give you everything. That's just who she was. And so there was like a ton of newspaper articles about her being gone. Again, I have to be careful with what I say. I go in and pull them up, and I start reading. She worked for a major modeling agency. I'm not going to say where it's at or who it is, but major modeling agency. She was the office manager, and apparently the last few years she took over, you know, doing the books, and she was a agent. She did it all. That's who she was. She's like me. You take on a job, everything's your job. She did it all. So I'm reading this article, and it starts out that the employer was not paying the models. Hopefully I don't get thrown off. I'm not sure when you got to pick and choose what you say. That's hard for me. Weren't getting all of their money, and checks were being cut and not mailed, and they were coming back in the mail with no wrong address, no forwarding address, blah blah blah. And I know that to be true because Chris and I had been over there a few years ago and walked in, and she had stacks of things on her desk, and I said, gosh, you're busy. She said, no, this is things that are returned in the mail. She says, I have to give them to so-and-so and have her see if she can track down who they belong to. Well, that never happened. And so apparently, I guess long story short, a lot of the contracted people apparently were not getting their money and didn't know it. I don't know how it all works, but I guess in the modeling stuff, you work for different agencies, and your pay comes whenever the client pays. It's supposed to be like you're supposed to get paid for that job like 5 days after you get the check for it. Well, apparently that wasn't happening. There was a lot of money owed out, and I don't know all the specifics, but I know her. I'm pretty sure she went to the owner and tried to discuss it. And this whole next part of this scenario I don't get. Anyhow, it said that this particular day she went to work before everybody else. Scurried into work or something is what it said. And put a letter on her boss's desk saying something about you disappointing me. I don't know. I'm not going to get too specific because I really don't know. I'm going to tell you what I think. She put a letter on his door and locked the door, and took her life. And if I get taken off of YouTube for saying that, I do. I can't think of any other way to put it. With a mechanical, apparently is what they're saying. And then as you go down a little further, it says that they called the police to have them come and break down that door because it had been locked. Well, number one, I could see regular employees not having a key to the boss's office. But number two, I can't see him not being there. And number three, how do you know? How do you know that she scurried in there early before anybody else? And how do you know that she placed that letter on his desk because it wasn't signed? And how do you know that she's the one that did what they say to herself? I don't believe that for a minute. Her and I were too close. We spent too much time together. She was like me, happy for every day that she had. Always had things to do, always busy. She didn't do it. I know she didn't do it. Even if the door would have been open, I know she didn't do it. But that was 2 years ago, and I just now found out. And I feel so guilty about that. Sorry, guys. I feel very guilty that 2 years I didn't know what was happening with my friend. I know she had a lot of friends. She had a ton of friends, so it's not like I was her only friend at that point. But I feel bad that we lost touch. And my reason for looking her up was I was going to get a hold of her. Because I miss her. However, sorry guys, I am so sorry. This has just been a hard week for me with this. I'm not going to believe what they say because I know better. She was 52 years old. There is no way. It's so hard, Guys, love everybody you can. Be in their life. Don't get mad. Overlook the stupid shit that doesn't really matter. Just, because you don't know. You just don't know. You just don't know. I would have never in a million years. When I saw, here, I'll be honest, when I saw the RIP, I thought maybe because she liked to drink. She was a drinker. And that's part of why her and I, because, I was with Chris, I was married, I couldn't do that, so it evolved into a different relationship, but it was still the same because I loved her, she was my best friend. And when I saw it, I thought, well, I'm going to pull up that obituary that I was hoping I never would, because I figured a DUI, bad one, with an accident, with fatalities, is what I thought I was going to read. And when I read what I read, that's not her. That's not her. We were friends too long. If things were... She would not have done that. She would have walked away first. She would have. I know her. But people love everybody. You never know. You don't know. I don't know what happened. I was too far from what was going on. I know in my heart how I feel. But, she was the last person I would think that would do that. But love everybody you can. Don't be mad at them all the time. Don't let stupid shit get in your way, because you don't know. You don't know. Either them or you. We don't know. And I know the older we get, the more we get to appreciate that concept, but young people don't get it. And I was just as guilty when I was younger, we're invincible. Everybody's invincible. We're always going to be here. It's always going to be the same. No, it's not. I learned that at an early age when I lost my granddaddy. And it just kept snowballing from there to there to there to there. And now it's people younger than me. My youngest sister passed, I think it's been 6 years. My oldest sister, 2 years. My mom's, gone. My daddy's gone. Everybody's gone, and most of my friends. I have a lot of friends I went to school with, back in Ohio where I grew up, but, social media, message here or there, but it's not like it was when you were growing up, but close around and near me, they're all gone. They're all gone. And this one just kind of kicked the wind right out of my sails. It's not been a good week since I found that out. And, I'm trying to keep going because that's what we have to do, And I wake up every day, so that's a good day. But, and I want to thank you all for listening because I just, I don't know. I'll get through it. I always do, always have, and I pick myself up and I keep going. And I'll be okay. I need to get through this, I got a lot of stuff coming up. I got, my right eye next Wednesday, and then a week later, go see the knee doctor, thank God, finally, because it's gotten me crazy, So, and I have to keep going for my family, for my husband and my grandson, bless his heart. My girls, I have 7 grandsons, my son, I just can't ever imagine not being here. I don't know. I don't know. Anyhow, guys, enough of that. I got it out. I just needed to vent out about that because keeping it in doesn't help, So anyhow, I see hubby has finally gotten up. It's 9 something, 9, can't even get my watch on. That's how aggravated I 9:12. So I'm going to get off of here and go say good morning to him. And y'all do something for you. Do something good for you. Take care of you. Don't let others influence how you feel, you know. Don't. It doesn't need to go there. And have a beautiful day. And I may be back later. I don't know. I'm not sure what we're going to do today. We were going to go out on the water, but he got up late, so that's not happening. And the sky didn't look so good. It's kind of grayish, you know. We've had a lot of rain. So anyhow, I'm going to hop off of here. I'm going to go see what he just did. I think he took my laundry out of the washing machine. I was waiting to throw some more stuff in and do a load. I think he just took it out and put his stuff in. So I'm going to have to go check on that. All right, guys. I love you all. Thank you very much for being here and listening. And I wish you all so much love and happy times. And I'll be back. All right, guys. Thanks. Push my buttons. I'll see you in a bit.